Students with special needs can be found learning in classrooms all over the United States. These children range in grade level from kindergarten to college. Their disabilities may be autism, Down syndrome, or ADHD. Every child has different symptoms. Some may have hearing loss, slowed speech, or difficulty reading. Typically, one would find special education students isolated from their peers in different sections of the school building. Today, many educators believe that all students should be learning together in one setting.
I'm definitely for inclusion in the classroom. I feel like that by only being in the resource setting, they're losing out on a lot of exposure that they need and that they get from the regular education setting.
These students value education just as much as general education students. Inclusive education pulls special needs students out of their segregated areas and merges them into general education classrooms. Inclusion requires schools to successfully combine general education and special education into one cohesive environment. The educator plays an important role in the success of inclusive learning. They are challenged to create lesson plans that will include all students into the learning process. Teachers are required to ensure the incorporation of the special needs student is seamless and positive. But the process of creating a prosperous, inclusive environment is not done solely by the teachers. Parents, administration, staff, and the school board are critical components to the final result. Inclusive education isn't as simple as removing special needs resource classrooms altogether and sticking those students into a general education class. A lot of hard work is put into the steps leading up to an inclusive classroom setting. When teachers are given a non-traditional student, many questions and concerns also come about. Inclusive education has challenges, but educators also see the benefits and rewards of teaching diverse students.
One of the biggest challenges is probably just making sure that all of their needs are being met when they're in my setting, the resource setting, or in the general education setting, and just kind of that seamless transition from one setting to the other, and that it's consistent to allow them to be successful.
Many times with inclusion, it is very likely for the special needs teacher to also be found in the general education classroom teaching alongside the general ed teacher. Parents are an important part of inclusion. They are the main source of knowledge for a child when they return home after school with an assignment to complete. The special needs students are expected to push themselves educationally in the general education classroom. Many schools in the United States have turned to inclusion as a way to make all students feel included in all aspects of their educational journey. Inclusion of students with special needs can benefit both the special education children and the general education children in the class. Both learn skills like fairness, compassion, and thoughtfulness. Teachers and parents argue that children should be exposed to their peers with disabilities at an early age.
They want to be in that setting. They like to be around the other kids, and I think it also pushes them more, kind of puts them to a higher standard, and they see, well, they're reading independently, so I want to be able to do that too. Yeah. So it kind of just gives them more of a drive to want to be doing what all the other kids are doing.
In the past, students with physical or mental disabilities have not received the same experience of schooling as general education students. Incorporating inclusion into schools and school districts has allowed for children with learning disabilities or special needs to become involved and included with their peers in all features of their educational day. The overall goal for many parents of special needs children is for there to only be general education classrooms. Most advocates for inclusion hope to see all students learning together always in one cohesive and positive environment.